Okay, there.
It is most difficult to cope with ADHD and anger during the most difficult times of school, and I could not agree more. This article from the Child and Adolescent Psychiatry and Mental Health by Ahmad Ghanizadeh and Habib Bagherpour Haqiqi shows the relationship between anger and ADHD. The reason why I chose this article is because I have similar problems. Basically, they're pretty much the same. The scientists in this article developed methods to study two groups. One group with ADHD and another without it. And they used an experiment to compare the differences between the two groups. And many results led to a discussion among the scientists. Now, the methods they have used in the experiment is when they handed out a questionnaire to each student and about their opinions on schools. Some people may or may not be sensitive to some questions. And if I were to come across a sensitive question, then, well, I would either ignore it and skip to the next question, or I would just put down the opposite answer to it. Now, the results show that it showed that students with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, they had more problems coping with the school. I could not agree more because I had problems during high school as well. It was really difficult. Now, the discussion concluded that students with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder had a more negative attitude towards school than those without attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The students have a more negative outlook towards schools and colleges and education. And even though students with no attention deficit hyperactivity disorder had some difficulties, these difficulties were basically due to the choices they make. For example, if one student, say, were to stay up late to do something that they shouldn't have, and then wake up the next day, well, they would probably have no mental or physical energy to do the things they want to do, or they need to do. That's important. And now, from what I've read in the article, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is a cause of anger and aggression, and as it is somewhat of a stimulant. Another of these symptoms of the attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is procrastination. Now, procrastination is basically another word for delay. If one delays in their work until the last minute or the last day, they would basically, it would be more stressful to do it on the last day, making it hard for someone to cope with. Now, the mistake. Okay, even though those with attention and deficit hyperactivity disorder have difficulties in their school lives, these difficulties help them cope with more stressful times later. Mistakes made during school will prepare them for future challenges in their chosen work or relationships. Attention and deficit hyperactivity disorder doesn't make us who we are. It is the choices we make.
Wonderful!